Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you all about public safety. There's a lot going on Oakland, but one aspect of the public safety crisis that I, as your council member, am trying to work on is city hiring. The city of Oakland has about 800 vacant positions right now that you have the opportunity to apply for. But let me tell you about why that matters for public safety. Last year, it came to light that 911 calls were going unanswered for a long period of time. You might have been one of the many people who waited 5, 10, even 15 minutes for your call to be answered by OPD's 911 dispatchers. A huge reason why those wait times were so long and people in their moment of crisis had to wait so long was because there were staffing shortages. So once that came to light, I decided to do a deep dive into why we were not hiring for these 911 dispatcher roles. And these dispatchers are ordinary civilians. They're not police officers. They're trained individuals who do this job to answer your calls to deal with public safety crisis. They forward these calls to police officers, to the fire department, to EMTs, or other individuals to respond to people in their moment of emergency. So when I looked into it and I asked for hundreds of records to really get to the bottom of why our city's HR department and OPD weren't hiring fast enough, we ultimately found out that there were 1,000 people who applied for these roles who never had their applications processed between April of 2022 and April of 2023. That's a lot of people that applied for these roles who never heard back from the city. But my point of this investigation is, how do we make sure that this never happens again? How do we make sure that each of those 700 vacancies, 800 vacancies almost, that we have in the city of Oakland is hired as fast as possible so we can get city services delivered? So tonight at our Public Safety Committee meeting, we talked about the hiring. On the bright side, those 911 dispatchers had actually been hired ever since I requested the information and did our deep dive investigation. The HR department, working with OPD, changed their hiring policies, and there's only 4 vacant positions left, which is great news. However, there are a ton of other positions in OPD that are still unfilled. Again, civilian jobs, not police officers. For example, crime scene analysts, so folks who come to the scene of a violent crime and collect and process evidence after it's happened so that the crimes can hopefully be investigated and resolved as soon as possible. These are critical roles that are needed to make sure we're dealing with our public safety crisis, and it became apparent that our HR department were not hiring these vacant positions fast enough. So tonight was a little frustrating because we heard a lot of back and forth and pointing fingers about who didn't hire and why, but ultimately, I'm looking forward to seeing the HR department and OPD's commitment towards hiring these public safety roles as soon as they can. So if you're someone that's looking for a job and want to serve the city of Oakland, and especially dealing with our public safety crisis, please consider applying for one of these civilian jobs within OPD and also the fire department. There are plenty of opportunities available, and you can be a part of the change.